Welcome to Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan. It's game one of a three-game weekend series between the Red Sox and the Detroit Tigers. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Jerry Remy. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, tonight we get our second look in the starting role of Ruby De La Rosa. And the first time out, he was very good.
He was excellent last time out against Tampa Bay, going 7 strong innings in that game, had 8 strikeouts, no walks, and really used all of his pitches in that game. You can see on the graphic his major league career numbers coming over from the Dodger organization as part of that huge multiplayer deal a couple of years ago. Battled through some arm problems and is back now pitching very well down at Pawtucket, and of course that first start with the Red Sox. One thing that impressed me last time out about De La Rosa, we know he throws hard and he has a very good changeup, but he also mixed in a couple of sliders in that game, which was very impressive. And if he can do that, if he can become a 3-pitch pitcher like that, he should be a starter for a long time in the major leagues.
Now, the Tigers tonight will go with Drew Smiley, who's 2-4 on the year, has had his troubles this season for the Tigers. Red Sox trying to get back to their winning ways as they begin the series from Detroit. Coming your way next on NESN. Toyota's website for deals via Toyota.com. Dunkin' Donuts. You have Mazda dealers of New England. 22 Jump Street in theaters June 13th. And by your New England Mitsubishi dealers. Well, we welcome you back to Detroit and Comerica Park, the site for game one of this 3-game series tonight between the Red Sox and the Tigers as we send it down to field level. Gary Streisky. Gary?
Well, guys, from the 9th round in the 2009 first-year players draft to batting leadoff for the Boston Red Sox and quickly becoming a mainstay in this lineup, Brock Holt's path to the big leagues was really a road less traveled by. But he's here. He didn't get invited to one of the big fancy pre-draft shows. He didn't get to wear a bow tie for day one of the draft like yesterday's Red Sox first-rounder Michael Chavis. In fact, Brock Holt was getting greasy when he got the call to the big leagues, as he explains in our Geico quote of the day.
Well, actually, me and my roommate Jared Rogers, we were at the apartment, kind of paying attention on the computer, and then I got hungry. So I told him I was gonna go get something to eat. So I walked out of the apartment, got in my truck, and I don't know where I was gonna go, Whataburger or something. And another guy from my team called me, Steven Solspaw, or one of our center fielder. He called me and said, "Hey man, congrats, you just got drafted." I was like, "Oh, for real? I did, cool, man." And then and I was still on the phone with him, and then a scout from the Pirates had called me to give me the news.
So Brock Holt, he was too excited after he got the call to finish what he initially started, which was going to Whataburger to get himself a meal. After a couple years, he's been established in the league. In 2012 is when he bought his first big purchase, a brand new Chevrolet Tahoe, 3 years after getting the call, guys.
All right, Gary, thanks very much. Well, the Tigers take the field here tonight in Detroit, and as they do, let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup tonight. Brock Holt leads it off at first base. Xander Bogaerts at third base, bat second with Dustin Pedroia at second base. David Ortiz, DH in the cleanup spot. Johnny Gomes in left field with A.J. Pierzynski doing the catching. Grady Sizemore in right field, bats seventh. Jonathan Herrera at shortstop, bats eighth. And Jackie Bradley Jr. in center field, bats ninth. Today's Tigers pitcher is presented to you by your New England Nissan dealers. And Drew Smyly on the mound tonight, the left-hander, making his 12th appearance, 9th start of the year. He's 2-4 coming in with a 4.10 earned run average, 45 strikeouts to 19 walks, and opponent sitting at 258 against Smyly. Last time out, a loss against the Seattle Mariners. He worked just 4 innings, giving up 7 hits and 3 runs, walked a batter, and struck out 5.
Well, the defense tonight for the Tigers, they are 11th in the league, 36 errors in 56 games. Nick Castellanos will be at third base. Andrew Romine, the shortstop. Ian Kinsler at second. And Miguel Cabrera, the first baseman. Left to right, Rajay Davis, Austin Jackson, and Torrey Hunter. And Alex Avila doing the catching for Smyly.
Well, the umpiring crew tonight, the crew chief has a play calling the balls and strikes. Bill Miller with Vic Carapazza at first base, Adam Hamari at second base, and Chris Conroy is the umpire at third. Very comfortable conditions tonight in Detroit. Been very nice here the last 2 days, and the same tonight with the breeze going from left to right to begin this game. 74 degrees, 6 miles per hour, that breeze from left to right, and partly cloudy forecast for the remainder of the night. Red Sox, of course, finishing that 12-inning marathon the other night and getting here around 5:30 in the morning, having yesterday off, and back at it here tonight to begin this 3-game series and trying to snap what is now for the Red Sox a 3-game losing streak.
They got 2 teams in this series not playing very good baseball, the Red Sox and the Tigers.
Well, the Tigers really started after that Sunday night game at Fenway Park that they had some flight trouble, couldn't get back till the next day, and since then they've not played good baseball. There's the first pitch for a strike to Brock Holt. And the Tigers also struggling coming in. They've lost 5 in a row. Holt's at 317 with a home run, 13 runs batted in, and quickly down to the count 0-2. Holt 3 for 15 in the series against Cleveland. Coming in with a 5-game hitting streak into tonight's game. Oh-2 is lined into center field, a base hit. So Holt gets down on the count, but still able to get a base hit here to center to get it started.
And that's what he does, you know. I mean, he's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes, and he's been able to do that successfully for the Red Sox. And now a 6-game hitting streak as he goes down and gets a slider that was down and away from Smyly, and able to punch it into center field for the leadoff base hit.
The numbers during the hitting streak for Holt: 400 and 10 for 25 in the last 6 games. There's Xander Bogaerts, who takes a look at strike 1. Bogaerts hitting just under 300 coming in at 297. 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. Tigers double play depth as Bogaerts, the swing and a miss, down 0-2. Smiley has made 26 starts in his career. He's 5-7 as a starter with a 4.09 earned run average. 71 career appearances for the Tigers pitcher out of the bullpen. 7-0 record out of the pen. 2 saves and a 2.47 ERA. Check on first, and back to the bag is Holt.
Faced the Red Sox 3 times in his career, only 1 start, a record of 1-0 with a 3.38 ERA. Lefties hitting 130 against him, righties at 300.
Bogart sits into the air out towards deep left center field. Rajay Davis going back at the wall. That ball is going to be off the top of the wall. Holt comes all the way around from first base, and he will score on the RBI double to left for Xander Bogaerts, and the Red Sox out to the 1-0 advantage.
Now that ball hit a very long way by Xander Bogaerts and right at the top of the wall and bounced back into the field of play. Another breaking ball that time from Smiley, and Bogaerts does a great job staying back, keeping the hands back on it. Looked like it hit right on top of the sign out there, just below the yellow line. And Brockhouse scores all the way from first base.
So Red Sox on top 1-0 as Dustin Pedroia takes strike 1. Pedroia had 274 to start the night. 2 homers, 18 runs batted in. Good start for the Red Sox in this game against the Tigers. Amazing how things change very quickly. When we saw the Tigers in Boston, they appeared to be the class of the American League, but now they've fallen on some hard times.
Now they've had a really, really tough time with everything. You know, their pitching, their defense, their hitting, and they've allowed teams to get back into the race where it looked like they were going to run away with this thing and win it by 15, 20 games. That's how good they looked in Boston.
The lead is down to 2.5 games now in the American League Central over the White Sox at the moment. This is popped up, foul ground as Miguel Cabrera makes the catch with plenty of room to spare. First out here in the first inning. The Tigers just swept by the Toronto Blue Jays before the arrival of the Red Sox to begin this series. Brad Ausmus, first year at the helm of the Tigers. Jim Leyland still a part of the organization, but no longer in the dugout. You see the AL Central status at the moment. Tigers with just a 2.5 game lead. They had as much as a 6.5 game lead at one point. Bogaerts at second base, 1 down for David Ortiz. David was 3 for 11 in the series against the Indians in Cleveland. Went on Thursday at Cleveland. 444th career home run. Off the end of the bat, kind of cued down the third baseline. Castellanos will get there and throw out Ortiz as Bogaerts takes third base, 2 down.
Castellanos, of course, with that man at second base playing on the grass and staying in his pretty much normal position in that little squib down the third base line right to Castellanos, and he's able to throw Ortiz out at first base.
So 2 down, Bogaerts at third, and Johnny Gomes the batter. 235 homers and 23 runs batted in. The arms out of the way, but takes a strike call. Pitch appeared to be in. Xander Bogaerts at third base, 2 down here in the first inning. Johnny Gomes 1 for 8 in the series against the Indians. Swing and a miss. Ball in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
Not going to get overpowering stuff from Smiley. It's going to be a fastball, and it's going to be this pitch here, the breaking ball, and a changeup. Pretty good curveball right there to get Gomes to chase.
Gomes takes strike 3. Red Sox grab a run at the top of the first inning. The Tigers are coming up from Detroit. With Miguel Cabrera at first base, Victor Martinez the DH, Alex Avila doing the catching with Austin Jackson in center, Nick Castellanos at third base, Andrew Romine the shortstop, and Rajay Davis in left field. First pitch to Ian Kinsler is in there for strike 1 from Ruby De La Rosa. Kinsler had 301. 5 homers, 26 runs batted in, and a ground ball right side that Pedroia fields and throws for out number 1. Tonight's Red Sox starting pitcher is presented by New England Audi dealers. Experience the all-new 2015 Audi A3 today. Second start for De La Rosa this year for Boston, 1-0. He's not giving up a run. His 7 shutout innings last time out. 8 strikeouts and opponents hitting at 167 against him. This year we're the Paw Sox in 10 games 2-3 with a 3.04 earned run average. There's Torrey Hunter, takes strike 1. Coming in hitting at 260. 8 homers and 30 runs batted in.
Now, nobody in this lineup tonight for the Tigers has faced De La Rosa in the past.
Tigers certainly been very quiet at the plate, and Torrey Hunter 0 for his last 11. Shoots it foul off to the right.
I think we noticed about De La Rosa the last time that he worked in a game against Tampa Bay. He works very quickly. Gets the ball, gets back on the mound, stays very active.
On the ground left side, Herrera. Throw is high, but Holt able to keep the foot in the bag for the second out.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They are 8th in the league with 35 errors on the season. Xander Bogaerts at third base, Jonathan Herrera the shortstop. Dustin Pedroia at second, and Brock Holtz at first. Left to right, Johnny Gomes, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Grady Sizemore, and A.J. Brzezinski doing the catching for De La Rosa.
2 down here in the bottom of the first inning, and Miguel Cabrera, the batter. In the air to center field, struck well, sending Jackie Bradley Jr. back and over to make the catch in front of the warning track. A vast outfield here in Detroit. 420 to straightaway center field. 1-0 Red Sox. The Leahy Health System Injury Report. I want to wish Red Sox hitting coach Greg Colburn a speedy recovery, suffering a brain hemorrhage Wednesday prior to the Red Sox game in Cleveland, and remains in Cleveland. Expect to make a good recovery. And talking to John Farrell about it before the game today, Greg Colburn recovering after a very scary situation that happened in Cleveland. And he is still in Cleveland at the Cleveland Clinic. We wish him the best. There's Tim Hires, the Red Sox hitting coordinator for the minor leagues, who joins the Red Sox, and he'll be helping out here in the meantime while Colburn is away.
And that came as somewhat of a surprise to us. We were unaware of that prior to the game just a couple of days ago.
There's A.J. Brzezinski to lead it off. Grady Sizemore, then Jonathan Herrera. Expected here in the second inning. He's primarily a first baseman in his career. 133 major league games, 4 seasons. Major leagues between the Padres, Tigers, and Marlins. This has been his second year as a minor league hitting coordinator. Two-two pitch. He is going to miss to Pierzynski. Smiley giving up a single and a double, an RBI double in the first inning. A.J. Pierzynski has been hitting well lately in the last 13 games. Lifts a fly ball to center field. Shortstop making his way out. Romine will put it away for the first out here of this second inning. Well, baseball is back in season, so gather 20 or more of your friends, family, and coworkers for a group outing at Fenway and secure exclusive access to seats. Call 617-226-6835 or visit redsox.com/groups for more information. One down here in the second inning, 4 in a row, retired by Drew Smiley. And brings up Grady Sizemore making 2 starts against his old team, the Cleveland Indians. In the first series of this road trip, and so far 0 for 8 on the trip. And he has struggled against lefties, hitting at 167 against left-handed pitching. And Sizemore in there tonight, getting the start in right field. Rips this down the right field line, but out ahead, foul ball.
The Tigers yesterday played day baseball against those red-hot Toronto Blue Jays. Blue Jays sweeping the Tigers.
Yeah, a lot of Blue Jays fans on hand for that.
Yeah, they really were. Around town, you could tell yesterday after the game.
Osmus is pitching coach Jeff Jones over his left shoulder. Tigers losing 5 straight. Red Sox dropping 3 straight. There is ball 4, and down to first base goes Sizemore with 1 out. First walk given up by Drew Smiley.
Smiley had a game a couple of starts ago where he gave up 5 walks against the Cleveland Indians. Also had 6 strikeouts in that game. His strikeout high on the season is 7. And he's done that twice.
1 down, runner at first. Jonathan Herrera, the batter. 231, no homers and 7 runs batted in. He starts against a left-handed pitcher. Stephen Drew begins the game on the bench. Check and Sizemore back to the bag. Herrera 2 for 4 on the road trip so far with an RBI. He's driven in a run in each of his last 3 starts.
He's certainly a guy they could play hit and run with if they elect to.
Drop in there for a strike.
So that all depends on the count. The count has to be in your favor to put on that play. 1-1 is usually a good count. 2-1.
On the ground to third base, picked by Castellanos to second for 1. On to first, it is not in time. At second base, Sizemore went in hard and took Kinsler out. He couldn't get much on the throw, and it's late.
Yeah, that was almost a changeup that Kinsler threw to first base because Sizemore was right on top of him. He had to leave his feet. There's the throw from Castellano, and you can see right there where. Wow.
I don't know about that.
That was pretty close when you look at it from that angle. But Kinsler leaving his feet at second base, and he couldn't get everything he wanted on that throw. Let's take another look from this angle.
Jackie Bradley Jr. batting with 2 down and a runner at first base. 203 with a home run, 20 runs batted in. 2 for 10 so far on the road trip. Bradley so far hitting at .217 against left-handed pitching. There's a strike, 1-1. The Tigers at home, a .500 team, 14-14 at home. Road record far better. They're 17-11 away from Comerica Park. Foul back below us. But tomorrow morning, check out Dining Playbook with Billy Costa and Jenny Johnson, the show that combines New England's love of the game with its passion for food. On this week's episode, don't miss Natick, Massachusetts native Doug Flutie and hear Mickey Ward's 5 favorite restaurants. Dining Playbook tomorrow morning at 9. Well, they got Herrera picked off. They'll throw down to second base, and he'll be out to end the inning. Guessed wrong as it worked out to end the inning. 1-0 Red Sox would get you a brand new view, Jerry. We come back. The Red Sox clubhouse down the stairs to how the Red Sox get into their dugout. There's a batting cage down there where you can hit before the game, especially for the visitors, and then it's up up those stairs and onto the field.
And that gigantic scoreboard out there in left field.
And the gigantic dugout. These are the biggest dugouts in the big leagues, I think.
Yeah, they are huge.
Victor Martinez leading it off here in the second inning, and he's sending one out towards deep left center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. gets there to make the catch in front of the warning track.
And don't forget, if you got videos you'd like to send in and have them seen here on NESN, send your videos to 536-536, keyword Jerry. Text them 536-536, keyword Jerry. So if you're home watching a ball game tonight, you want to get a video on TV, you may get it on tonight.
Has been to Atlanta, Cleveland, Detroit, and they're still going to Baltimore. As are the Red Sox at the end of this road trip. After these 3 games with the Tigers. Here's Alex Avila, catcher for Detroit. 215, 4 homers, and 13 runs batted in. Has been very good defensively this year, leads the American League. He's thrown out 20 runners stealing this year. Ruby De La Rosa on the mound for his second start of the season for Boston. Retired the first 4 Tigers he's faced in the ballgame. For a strike, high strike at that, 2-1.
That change up there on the 2-0 count from De La Rosa, not afraid to throw that at any time.
Falls behind 3-1. Did not walk anybody in that first outing that he had against Tampa Bay. 7-inning effort. No runs, no walks. Struck out 8 in that contest. Well, fans, you can test your Red Sox IQ right now on the MLB Preplay mobile app. Download for free and start predicting every at-bat of every Red Sox game all season. Tonight, Preplay predicts Ruby De La Rosa goes 6 1/3 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, 5 hits, walked 2, and strikeout 7. A full count here to Alex Avila. And a swing and a miss, strikes out Avila. First strikeout for De La Rosa, 2 down.
Yeah, there's the changeup we were talking about. You know, throw it at any time. He threw it a couple of times in that count when unexpected. And there it is on the 3-2 count. And he gets it by Avila for his first strikeout of the night.
Now 2 down here in the second inning for Austin Jackson. Jackson takes strike 1. Tigers center fielder was led off at times for Detroit. It's at .240. 3 homers and 17 runs batted in.
There he tries the slider. That was a pitch that worked very well for him last time out. That time just basically slipping out of his hand.
Since May the 20th, Jackson has hit at .152. Has always done well against the Red Sox, hitting at .320 against Boston. 27 career games. And there for strike 2, 2-2. Outside for ball 3, full count. On deck is Nick Castellanos, the Tigers' third baseman. The time that De La Rosa has faced the Tigers was in relief. And a swing and a miss. Back-to-back Ks for De La Rosa. A 1-2-3 second inning and a 1-0 Red Sox lead at the end of 2.
Question: who is the best late round draft pick ever. Sox 1 for the 62nd round pick, Mike Piazza. Sox 2 for Albert Pujols, who was taken in the 13th round. Sox 3 for Nolan Ryan in the 12th round, or Sox 4, Ryan Sandberg in the 20th round. Text your answer to 536-536. Message and data rates, those may apply. Text help if you need it. Visit NESN.com/terms for all the legal stuff, guys.
All right, Gary, thank you very much. As we head here into the third inning, Jackie Bradley Jr. leads it off. He was batting when they caught Jonathan Herrera trying to steal in the second inning. Red Sox getting their run in the first. RBI double for Xander Bogaerts. Strike 3 call, and the second strikeout for Smiley.
That's the kind of pitch right there that fools a left-handed hitter. You're looking to protect the plate with 2 strikes, so you're thinking about the ball away. Instead, they come inside with the fastball that time and completely freeze Jackie Bradley Jr.
One down in the third inning. Brock Holt coming up. Second time through now for the Red Sox against Drew Smiley. As Holt takes strike 1.
Nolan Ryan with a big lead in that poll early on. Some pretty big names on that list.
Yeah, I did not. I knew about Piazza. I did not know about Pujols or Nolan Ryan being taken that late. We'll see. 13th round pick. Ryan Sandberg, also a Hall of Famer, taken in the 20th round. You were drafted twice, correct, Jerry?
Yes, I was drafted basically last in the in the summer draft. Then they had a January draft. They called it if you didn't sign or you decided to go to college, didn't want to go anymore. That was me. They had a much smaller draft in January, and that's when I signed. Very low pick.
Holt strikes out, back-to-back Ks here for Smiley. 2 down in the third inning.
It was drafted by the Washington Senators. It was 2 weeks of ping pong at St. Leo's College. It was a half a semester at Roger Williams College. And then it was on to the Angels organization.
You decided college was not for you.
Ping pong was. I enjoyed ping pong.
Really good at ping pong while you were there.
Couldn't tell you much about the school because never really got to a class.
40th pitch coming up here for Smiley to Xander Bogaerts off the plate for ball 1. Bogaerts doubled in. The Red Sox run, lone run of the game. Scoring Brock Holt from first base in the first inning. How did you find out that you were drafted?
I think a phone call, just a phone call. It was, no big deal. It was, I was one of those guys taken way at the bottom where, they had some picks left and they said, oh, this little guy from Somerset can, we'll just take him. That's basically what it was. It was it was exciting to me to be drafted. When I think back on it now, of how low it was, it's more exciting that I did what I did.
Yeah.
Because there was no money involved. Nothing. Was just, go play.
Ending up being an all-star. That's a pretty good story coming all the way back up.
Yeah. It's, you just don't know how it's going to work. You really don't. You get down and you get lucky there. You get involved with some very good coaching that, coming from the East Coast where I didn't play very much baseball to playing with guys from, Florida and Texas and California. I was so far behind those guys.
They play year-round. As this one down to third, Castellanos with a throw that gets there in time to get Bogaerts. Smiley settling in. A 1-2-3 third. 1-0 Red Sox lead.
Of the draft, pitcher Brandon Workman, he didn't have to wait to the 13th round or the 62nd round. The University of Texas Longhorn got the call in the 2nd round, and I was talking to him earlier today, guys, and he fully expected to actually go the day before in the 1st one. I was talking to him, and his Longhorn teammates were actually getting ready for the NCAA regionals or super regionals. So he was actually happy that he didn't have to worry about the draft. In fact, he was talking about baseball and getting ready for the game when one of the trainers said, "Hey, you just got drafted." So he was pretty excited, except he wanted to go a little bit earlier. The first thing he bought, guys, with his first big league check, a Tempur-Pedic king-size bed. He was sleeping on a twin bed in college.
Oh, a double here for Nick Castellanos that just found its way fair down that first base line inside the bag. That's the first base runner of the night for the Tigers.
Yeah, he really got jammed, and he just kind of pushed that ball out between Holt and the first base line. See how far that ball is inside, and he just muscles the ball in that direction and able to pick up the 2-base hit. So Castellanos, who's now hitting 4 straight games at second base with a leadoff double here in the 3rd inning.
As De La Rosa had retired the first 6 Tigers that he faced in the game, and back-to-back Ks of Avila and Jackson to end the 2nd inning. But it's a leadoff double for Castellanos, and here's Andrew Romine. Romine had 202, a home run, 4 runs batted in. Tigers losing Jose Iglesias for the remainder of the year. He had some shin splints problems and ended up with hairline fractures in both legs, as it turns out, and he will not play the rest of the year for the Tigers. So that really set him back, and there was some that thought perhaps the Tigers would go after Stephen Drew, but they did not, and they've kind of been sharing time at shortstop. Brad Osmus trying to make it work at shortstop in the absence of Jose Iglesias. They plan on having here all year after coming here last year. Part of the 3-team trade with the Red Sox and the White Sox. Fouled away, 1-2. It's a pretty rare thing. Winfield, Yount, and Clyde all going directly to the major leagues with no minor league time.
Yeah, it really didn't work out very well for David Clyde, but it certainly did for the other two.
The other two did pretty well. On the ground up the middle, and by the dive of Pedroia into center field. Here comes Castellanos, and the Tigers tie the score 1-1.
Well, the bottom of the batting order getting it done here for the Tigers. Castellanos with the double. Now Romine up the middle. Top spin round ball that's going to get by the dive of Dustin Pedroia. Dustin trying to knock it down and keep that run from scoring. Can't quite get to it. And the Tigers have tied it at 1.
So Romine at first base, held on over there by Holt. Here's Rajay Davis batting out of the number 9 spot. And 286, 4 homers, and 17 runs batted in. Davis to chop it right side. Pedroia picks it, goes to second base to get the lead runner. Nice play there on the half hop for Pedroia, pointed off to the side.
Well, you talk about quick hands. You have to have quick hands to make a play like that from Pedroia. He's getting that in between hop, and those are very, very difficult. And second bounce right there is going to explode on him, but he's able to pick it and get that lead man at second base. No chance, obviously, for a double play, but a very nice play by Pedroia.
We talked to a lot of pitchers who come up from AAA and the Pawtucket Red Sox, and you ask them what the biggest difference is, for them, and a lot of them feel that the defense behind them is so much more improved here.
That's Don. I couldn't agree more. That's the biggest thing that I noticed coming from a AA baseball to the big leagues was the defense. And on baseballs that you would hit at the minor league level that dropped in for hits, they were no longer hits. Somebody was there to catch them.
Relatively close on a check at first base. Davis back to the bag.
Davis with 16 steals on the season. He's been caught 3 times.
in the dirt, and Brzezinski couldn't find it right away. Now he does, and almost threw it away. Back to the bag at first goes Davis.
And Davis was a little bit in between on whether to go or not go at first base, and Brzezinski figured, well, why not try to throw him out at first? Almost threw the ball away. The ball kicking off everybody. Brzezinski, the umpire, finally finds it and almost makes an errant throw down that first base line.
To short, could be two. The second for one, on to first. High throw, but Holt keeps the foot on the bag as he lunges up to make the catch. Tigers get a run and tie the score 1-1 at the end of 3. Who care about your community? Eastern Bank is committed to putting you first. Learn all the ways Eastern Bank puts you first at easternbank.com. Well, check out the list. Top first round Red Sox picks. Let us know what you think at hashtag NESSonList. 1-1 score as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. Ortiz and Gomes to bat in the inning. Carlton Fisk, 1967. Jim Rice in 71. Roger Clemens in 83. Nomar Garciaparra in 94. Ellsbury in 2005.
And they all turned out pretty good.
Yes, they did. How quickly now a first-round draft choice gets through the system, especially if you are a first-round draft choice and are a pitcher. And some too quickly. Make that argument for Andrew Miller here with the Tigers. Now settling in as a very good reliever with the Red Sox, but a first-rounder here with Detroit. That did not work out. 50th pitch for Smiley, and it's fouled back to the screen.
I think now you're seeing, you're still seeing high school kids drafted very high, of course, as the Red Sox did, and but you're seeing a lot of college guys too. Not that far away by the time they play in such great programs in college now that it's not that big a jump really to professional baseball as it used to be. So many great programs around the country right now. I mean, it's totally different than it was in the past.
Of course, a lot of those kids playing in the Cape League as well. So many of the Cape League players playing in Major League Baseball. Two balls, 2 strikes to Dustin Pedroia. Fouled out in the first inning. Now rolls one foul down the third base line. On the heels of the Red Sox winning 7 straight, they have now dropped 3 straight. Swept by the Cleveland Indians in Cleveland to begin this road trip. And now tonight, game 1 of this 3-game series against the Tigers. Fouled off himself again. David Ortiz, then Johnny Gomes expected to bat here in the top half of the 4th inning. Drew Smiley pitching tonight for the Tigers was a 2nd-round draft choice. 2010 2nd-round draft choice. Last year's first full season at the major league level. Pitching out of the bullpen, 76 innings out of the pen. 81 strikeouts during that time. Fly ball to short left. Rajai Davis coming in to make the catch for the first down of the 4th inning. Well, tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Frostproof Coors Light. Tonight we look at the Sox top 3 draft picks. Michael Chavis, first round, 26th pick overall. 18-year-old shortstop from Sprayberry High School in Marietta, Georgia. Michael Kopech, 18-year-old pitcher, Mount Pleasant High School in Texas. And Sam Travis, a 22-year-old first baseman from Indiana University, the 347. First team all Big Ten selection.
And good luck to all.
Ortiz grounded out to third base in the first inning. Gonna get jammed in on the hands and fouls it back to the left. Tonight's key matchup is brought to you by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda. David Ortiz hitting at .309, 56 for 181. 18 career home runs at Comerica Park.
I think this is surprising, David. A couple of pitches inside. He hasn't seen many pitches inside recently. Just about everything has been away from him, and especially from left-handed pitchers.
On the ground to first base, picked on the backhand by Cabrera. Smiley will cover for the out on Ortiz. 2 down.
I was thinking now, we were talking about the draft, and you're asking me about when I got drafted. It's hard to believe, but I've been in professional baseball now over 40 years.
That's incredible.
I mean, either as a minor league player, as a major league player, as a coach, or a broadcaster. That's kind of mind-boggling. Well, you've been in a long time.
This is my 24th
year
altogether. Yeah,
professional baseball. It's amazing how fast it goes.
It does, very fast. As Johnny Gomes takes strike 1. You know, and all the conversation with the passing of Don Zimmer, of course, and a lot of the video being shown from 1978 of the 1-game playoff. I mean, I think that's the only playoff game really you had a chance to be a part of.
You're exactly right. That's probably the most nervous I've ever been in my life, playing in that 1-game playoff against the New York Yankees in 1978.
Gomes, one hopper that explodes on Castellanos and by him into left field. Rajai Davis over the plate in the corner as Gomes heads for second base. He's got himself a 2-out double. That ball hit very sharply down to third base and Castellanos.
Now that's 2 doubles for the Red Sox in the game tonight. Bogart's out, a double, a drive, and a run now with 2 outs. Johnny Gomes gets himself into scoring position with the 2-base hit.
That ball hit very hard down at third base, and very little chance for Castellanos down there at third. Goes back to play it off to the side, and the ball just bounces right up over the glove and down in the corner.
Third Red Sox hit of the night, and Gomes at second base with 2 down for A.J. Pierzynski. There's a ground ball right side. Ranging is Kinsler. He'll wait for his first baseman to cover. Cabrera does, and Pierzynski grounds out to end the inning. Tied 1-1 after 3.5 from Detroit. That's why they've been named the #1 SBA lender in Massachusetts 5 years in a row. Eastern Bank, here, you're first. Now it's on to the bottom of the 4th inning. Game tied 1-1. There's Torrey Hunter leads it off here for the Tigers. 2, 3, and 4 for Detroit coming up. Hunter, Cabrera, and Martinez. The teeth of the Tigers order.
Very, very good. Very good.
Look at that stuff everywhere.
No, only on Nesson.
Torrey Hunter with a swing and a miss. The teeth of the Tigers order. Hunter grounded out to short in the first inning.
Change up again from De La Rosa to pick up the second strike on Torrey Hunter. Again, you know, he'll just throw it at any time. He has that much confidence in it.
Line to center, then for a base hit for Torrey Hunter. Third hit of the night for Detroit. Well, it's Sunday's all-new Ultimate Red Sox show presented by AAA. We'll look back at the Red Sox road trip and hear from rookie Alex Hassan. Catch all that and more in the Ultimate Red Sox show, hosted by TC, Sunday at 5:30 right here on NESN. Leadoff base hit by Torrey Hunter to get it started in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Miguel Cabrera. Flied out to center field in the first inning. Cabrera was named the Tigers Player of the Month of May, leading the American League with .380 batting average in May, 34 RBIs, 41 hits in the month of May. Might have been the player of the May for the American League if not for Edwin Encarnacion's incredible month. Pitch in there for a strike. Take a look at our Chevy key player. We're hitting at .583. 2 doubles, a home run, and 4 RBIs against the Red Sox so far this season. Last year, the MVP for the 2nd straight year. Fouled straight back, 1-2.
And upset he missed that pitch. He got the fastball at 95, and he got it down the middle. And that's usually a pitch Cabrera does not miss.
Hunter gaining his lead, a little bigger now at first base, held on by Holt. Fouls it back again. Cabrera now, Victor Martinez on deck. Pretty good 3-4 combination here in Detroit. Miguel Cabrera batting third. He's got Victor Martinez behind him. On base, Cabrera hitting at .425 this year. Throw to first base, and Hunter is back safely as Holt tried to swing around and tag him.
Yeah, Hunter had a very good secondary lead, and what I mean by a secondary lead, they get their normal lead, and then when the pitch is thrown, that's the secondary lead, and he was way out there. And Brzezinski could see that. Tries to pick off attempt at first base, but the throw's not on target.
Lined and into left center field. Johnny Gomes moves over to cut it off. Hunter headed to third base. Throw will be cut off, and it's first and third. Nobody out for the Tigers in the 4th inning. Just out of the reach of the leaping shortstop, Jonathan Herrera, in the left center.
Yeah, I believe that might have been a slider that time. First one that he's thrown in the game today. No, it wasn't. It was a changeup, I believe. And Cabrera sounded like it was off the end of the bat. You could see him just stand at home plate and wait till it got over the head of Herrera, the shortstop. And very good aggressive base running by Torrey Hunter, getting the third base on that ball that Gomes had to go to his left for.
First and third, nobody out, and Victor Martinez the batter. He is the American League leader in batting average coming in. .332 to start the night, down to .330. So fly to center in the 2nd inning. That's a fly ball out towards right center field deep. Back goes Jackie Bradley Jr., and he will make the catch in right center field. Tagging at third and scoring is Hunter. They got a double play at first base as around second was Cabrera, and they turn the double play, but the Tigers take a 2-1 lead. We thought for sure that was going to get in, and Miguel Cabrera was halfway to third base when he was thrown out at first.
That's a very strange play here. You don't see this very often. A sacrifice fly and a double play ensues after that. Jackie Bradley Jr. covering a lot of ground, turns around. Cabrera was just continuing on. He thought for sure that ball was going to drop in. It does not, and the Red Sox pick up a double play. So they get 2 outs, but they do give up a run.
So the Tigers on top here, 2-1, as Alex Avila now stands in. The base is empty. And the Red Sox go into a shift here on Avila on the right side of the infield, and Dustin Pedroia ducks back into short right field. On the ground down the first baseline, foul.
As Cabrera, as he looks and he figures there's no way Jackie Bradley Jr. is going to track that down. Now the coach is telling him, get back to first. Forget about it. No chance.
0-2 pitch, line towards right center field, and that's going to get in for a base hit. So Avila picks up the third hit of the inning, comes with 2 down.
Now De La Rosa is going to have to start to get the ball down a little bit. It's been up too much, too many pitches up in the zone this inning in particular, and he's going to have to get back to the bottom of the strike zone. That ball up about the thigh high, and Avila with the base hit.
Two down, Avila at first base. Austin Jackson the batter. Takes strike one. Jackson struck out swinging in the second inning. One of 2 strikeouts for Ruby De La Rosa. Tigers with 5 hits now in the game. 3 have come in this inning. Jackson to center field. Jackie Bradley Jr. coming in, but it'll fall in front of him. Base hit for Jackson, 4th hit of the inning. Avila moves up to second base. Tigers get something going here with 2 down now in the inning.
Yeah, a little bit different the second time around, isn't it, for the Tigers against De La Rosa? That was the slider that time that the Jackson gets the base hit on. A little bit toward the end of the bat, but still drops it in front from Bradley Jr. Playing him slightly to the opposite field. Had a long way to go and couldn't catch up to it.
First and second with 2 outs. Nick Castellanos the batter. He doubled and scored in the 3rd inning. And he takes strike one. To right field. Back goes Sizemore. He'll backpedal onto the track to make the catch. It ends the inning. The Tigers get a run and take a 2-1 lead into the 5th inning. Nesson fan photo for a chance to be shown in our broadcast, brought to you by AT&T. Tonight's fan photo is from Sierra H. She and her friends are showing their Red Sox pride and doing their best impressions of the team. Top half of the 5th inning back in Detroit. Grady Sizemore just made the catch on the warning track in right field. Leads it off here in the 5th. He walked in the 2nd inning, the only walk allowed by Drew Smyly. And Smyly now has a lead for the first time. This is out to right center field. On the run is Torrey Hunter. He reaches up and makes the catch right in front of the warning track. Almost overran that ball as it turned out, but he reaches back to make the grab.
Yeah, instead of going directly back on that and to the side, he went directly across and then had to quickly change directions. He is going across. Now he's got to go back on it, and he picks it out of the air for the out. But Torrey Hunter did not get a real good read on that ball right on contact, but made the adjustment as he had time to.
Plenty of room here in the power alleys in Detroit, and 420 to straightaway center field. As Jonathan Herrera bats with 1 out. You got to have some outfielders who can go get it in this ballpark, and they do. Hunter in right, Austin Jackson with good speed in center, and Rajai Davis with plenty of speed out there at left.
It's always seemed that way, Don, with the even at the old Tiger Stadium. I mean, that was 420 also to center field, and you had to have fast center fielders.
It's Curtis Granderson, man center here for a while for the Tigers, moving on to the Yankees and then the Mets. Line to right, Hunter on the move again. This time's not going to get there, and it's quickly by him. To the track of the wall as Herrera heads for second base. He'll get there standing with a 1-out double.
Yeah, Torrey Hunter didn't read that ball very well off the bat either, going sideways, and that ball was hit hard by Herrera. Takes it to the opposite field, and I think misjudged again out here, as you can see. Gets by Torrey Hunter. Now he's going to track it all the way to the wall, and Herrera gets in scoring position.
One out, Herrera at second base, and Jackie Bradley Jr. the batter. Struck out looking in the 3rd inning. One of 3 strikeouts tonight for Drew Smyly. Foul tip, and it's a ball and a strike. The junior has been pretty good with runners in scoring position, hitting at 292. He's got Herrera at second base, 1 out. Pickoff play at second, but pitcher not on board is Bradley Jr. with a swing and a miss.
Yeah, they had the daylight play on, and Smyly was paying no attention to it. The shortstop Romine was heading towards second base. He flashed his glove, which means I want the baseball, but Smyly said no, I want to throw it home.
As the pitch was coming in, he was standing on the bag at second base. Whole left side was open. Bradley fouls it off, stays alive. Tonight's suits are designed by Joseph Abboud, custom made in the USA from fine Italian fabrics. Now available at Men's Warehouse.
Lavender tie tonight.
Nice.
Lavender.
Nice. One out, one on. Jackie Bradley Jr. with a count of 1-2. Smyly spirals off the backside, no throw. Swing and a miss, and Bradley Jr. down on strikes for the 2nd time tonight. Fourth strikeout for Smyly.
Sorry, Don. First time he got him on a fastball. 2nd time he gets him on the curveball. Jackie Bradley Jr. now with 2 strikeouts tonight. That's 59 total on the season.
2 outs here in the 5th inning. Herrera at second base and a chance for Brock Holt. 1 for 2. Singled and scored in the 1st inning. Struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. Well, there's a brand new show coming soon on Nesson. Nesson Live, presented by Cross Insurance. Your pregame to the pregame show. A fresh new look at New England sports, Monday through Friday. Get to know Al Duncan and Sarah Davis in this new interactive show. Stay tuned in June. Holt grounds one right side. Ian Kinsler to the backhand from the outfield grass. Slings it there in time for the out that ends the inning. Red Sox leave Herrera in scoring position to trail the Tigers 2-1. Broadcast text 536-536, keyword on TV, like Dan C. did. Cumberland Fire Department. Little tour of their firehouse as we play along here to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's only a town over from me, Jerry. Cumberland, Rhode Island.
Yeah. Big Don Orsillo fans sending in their video.
50th pitch from De La Rosa is in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Somebody told me if you hold the camera horizontal, it comes out better on TV.
True. Because then you don't have the wings on the side. I learned that the hard way early. My first Don's video was done vertical.
Hey, you've had quite a trip here running against celebrities. John Travolta in Cleveland. How about yesterday, Tell?
Aretha Franklin yesterday.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch on the ground right side as Pedroia, a couple of hops, fires to first base to get Andrew Romine.
Now, did you get a picture with her? Or?
No, I did not. She was by me before I knew what to do.
Oh.
She was gone. She was sitting behind me at the restaurant at the hotel, right outside where you had dinner last night.
Yeah.
Sat there for 25 minutes with some other people, and I didn't even think anything of it. Got up, walked by me, and everybody was going nuts around me. I said, what's the deal? They said, that was Aretha Franklin. I said, you're kidding me. I said, no, she's been sitting there the whole time you've been here. I said, this is brutal. I mean, this would have been a perfect tweet. You know, I could have kept the run going.
That would have gone up on your wall, wall at home, in your office?
Into the office. And you were nowhere to be found, so I wouldn't need to cut you out of it.
No, you wouldn't even have to take me out of this one.
This one.
Because I wasn't around.
Same thing for Travolta.
Yeah.
You know I didn't have to cut you out.
No,
because you weren't there.
Someday I'll make it into your room.
You're in there. You're in there.
Someday I'll make it in.
There's a picture from you and I from Philadelphia.
Is that about 19 years ago?
2002, I think.
2002.
Yeah.
That's the last time. That's when I was Jimmy Remy, right?
No, it was before Jimmy.
Oh, before Jimmy.
You were Jerry. That even predated Jimmy.
Wow.
Yeah. There's no color.
So it's been a while since we've been in a picture together in your office.
We don't have a new one.
Now, you'll be sorry someday.
If I need one, I could find one because you've been cut out of several, but I keep the original. Popped up foul, backing out of play. Nice catch by a fan down below us. There's the breakdown per inning for De La Rosa. 56 total pitches and a tough time in the fourth inning. He gave up the second run to the Tigers in that inning. Ended up giving up 4 hits in that inning. Ajay Davis with a count of 2-2. Strike 3 as Davis strikes out. Third K for De La Rosa. 2 down here in the 5th inning.
Now there's a better slider that time from De La Rosa. He was able to keep it down in the strike zone, keep it down and away from Davis. It's a pitch he hasn't really found yet today, but he finds it right there to pick up the strikeout. That's one that he threw pretty consistently in that game against Tampa Bay with success.
And 2 down for Ian Kinsler, 0 for 2. Kinsler grounded out to second base in the first inning, then bounced into a 6-4-3 double play in the third. It's hits pretty well to deep left field. Gomes going back at the wall. That ball is gone. Ian Kinsler hits his 6th home run of the year. The Tigers take a 3-1 lead. Line drive home run to left.
Now, Ian Kinsler's just a good ball player. I mean, you know, he plays a good defensive second base. He's a very good offensive player, hitting over 300 this season. Picks up his 6th home run, as Don mentioned. That was a good pickup for the Tigers.
Torrey Hunter is grounded to short, single to center. Kinsler has that power, and he's not your typical leadoff hitter. 6 home runs now, hitting better than 300. Started the day at 301. Now Hunter to right and deep. Back is Sizemore, and that is gone. Tigers go back to back. Kinsler and Torrey Hunter. Hunter's 9th home run of the year puts Detroit on top 4-1 as they go back to back off Ruby De La Rosa.
Opposite field power on the fastball right there. Fastball tailing back over the middle of the plate, and Torrey Hunter to the opposite field for the home run. So Hunter, who looked pretty bad on a couple of plays in the outfield, looked pretty good on that swing right there.
Well, Cabrera takes strike 1. It's the second time the Tigers have had back-to-back home runs this year. Kinsler and Hunter with 2 outs in this 5th inning, going back-to-back. Outside for ball 2, 2-1. Ramirez fly to center and single to left. There's a strike, 2-2. De La Rosa reacts here after the back-to-back home runs. having to deal with Miguel Cabrera, and he's even with him now, 2-2. Victor Martinez waiting on deck. Full count now. Cabrera takes ball 4 and heads down to first base. That is the first walk we've seen from De La Rosa this season. And Juan Nieves heading to the mound to talk to De La Rosa. The Sox fans enter the World Series ring raffle for your chance to win incredible Red Sox World Series ring prizes. The grand prize is a 2004, 2007, and 2013 Red Sox World Series ring. To purchase raffle tickets and to learn more about the second and third place prizes, go to redsox.com/ring raffle. 2 down in the inning, back-to-back home runs, and now a walk to Cabrera. Jerry, what do you see that's different tonight from De La Rosa from his first start?
Well, more pitches up in the zone without question, and he's facing a much better lineup. Those two things. You can't be pitching up in the zone against this Tiger lineup here, because they will hurt you. And even though they've been slumping a little bit recently, you can't afford to make those kind of mistakes. And I don't think he has the same breaking ball that he had in that first outing, which adds a third pitch.
League leader in batting average, Victor Martinez. Gets away. Kozinski will run to track it down, and to second base goes Cabrera.
Just overthrew this fastball this time, and Kozinski trying to backhand the ball. There's no chance he had to slide over and block it. Tried to backhand it and got by him, and another man in scoring position in Cabrera.
Wild pitch charge to De La Rosa. Cabrera in scoring position with 2 down. All this for the Tigers in the inning, coming with 2 outs. After De La Rosa got Andrew Romine and Rajay Davis to begin the inning. Now his 70th pitch of the outing. This is strike 2-1. Fouled off to the left, 2-2. Will be De La Rosa with 2 outs in the inning. 2-2 the count here to Victor Martinez. That slipped out of his hand. Full count.
And that was an attempt to throw the slider right there. And again, you had really no control of it.
Victor Martinez now 35 years of age. From Venezuela. Pickoff played second, but no throw as Herrera cheated in behind Miguel Cabrera. Martinez coming to the Red Sox in 2009 at the trade deadline. 336 in 56 games in 09 with the Red Sox, then 302 in 2010 for Boston in the entire season. La Rosa ready, and it's a grounder foul. Will do it again. First year in Detroit for Victor Martinez, 2011. He hit .330, then missed all of 2012 for hitting at .301 last year. '26th pitch of the inning coming up here for De La Rosa, the most he has had to throw in any inning. On the ground and a foul ball just outside the line. Diving bid by Holt, but a foul ball.
Once again, De La Rosa tries to get that ball inside, and Martinez was ready for it as he hooks it down that first base line. Just in foul territory.
Martinez fouls it off. I think it's a bare hand of Bill Miller, home plate umpire.
This goes to show you, Don, in the big leagues at this level, you've got to, as a starting pitcher, you've got to have 3 pitches. I mean, you just can't have the fastball and changeup. You can have that working out of the bullpen, but as a starting pitcher, you've got to have guys thinking about more than just 2 pitches. They pretty much eliminated the slider from this game tonight.
Walking lead at second base for Miguel Cabrera. Chop towards second base. Pedroia charges in, throws to first to end the inning, but the damage done. Kinsler and Hunter go back to back. Coming up, Bogarts, Pedroia, and Ortiz. Official ticket partner of the Boston Red Sox. Well, welcome you back inside Comerica Park, where the Tigers have taken a 4-1 lead. Curveball from Drew Smyly to Xander Bogaerts, will be followed by Dustin Pedroia and David Ortiz here in the 6th inning. Bogaerts driving in a run for the Red Sox, their only run back in the 1st inning, an RBI double. Giving up a run in the 3rd, a run in the 4th, and 2 in the 5th as Bogaerts skies one out to right center field. Jackson and Hunter come together, and it'll be Torrey Hunter makes the catch in front of Austin Jackson. Smiles all the way around out there as they make the grab for the 1st out. The Foxwoods Resort Casino is the official resort casino and proud partner of the Boston Red Sox.
That was like a fight to get a fly ball right there.
Yes.
It was like, I got it. No, I've got it. I'm going to take it. No, I'm going to take it. And eventually, Torrey Hunter.
Still talking about it.
Yeah, he's the veteran, I guess, so he took it. And I'm looking out there. I'm saying this ball might drop in.
Yesterday they had one just like that did drop in against the Toronto Blue Jays. Not happening tonight. One pitch is in the dirt. Pedroia's 3rd at bat of the night. He's fouled out to the first baseman, Miguel Cabrera. Flied out to left, Rajai Davis. Smyly giving up a 1st inning run, but he's been very good since. Foul off to the right, out of play. The crowd on hand here tonight in Detroit. Red Sox and Tigers, the first of 3 this weekend series. On the ground left side, deep short, Romine uncorks it, and Cabrera comes off the bag. Pedroia hasn't touched it yet, and he'll be safe. Apparently did touch it on the way by. Kind of dove for it as he reaches the bag, and Cabrera leaped in the air trying to tag him on the way by.
Yeah, here's the ball. It's just going to sail on Romine and go high. Cabrera has to leap. Dustin going around him. He's lucky he didn't sprain an ankle like that or something, because it looked like he was in between a slide and, and standing up. And he's trying to duck underneath, and he just gets a piece of the bag, so he's safe.
I wasn't sure he got any of the bag, but he did.
Yeah, he got plenty of it. He's lucky he didn't sprain his ankle on that and turn it over.
Charge the error to Romine. Allows Pedroia to reach. Now Ortiz with a wild swing and a miss. David grounded out to 3rd base in the 1st inning, grounded out to 1st in the 4th. Red Sox have 4 hits in the game. Holt has a single. Bogaerts the RBI double. Double for Johnny Gomes and a double for Jonathan Herrera. Just the 1 run to show for it so far. 2-1. Ortiz into right center field, a base hit. Dustin Pedroia is headed towards 3rd base. Throw from center will go to 2nd, and the Red Sox have runners at 1st and 3rd with 1 down.
Now David Ortiz came into the game 3 for 4 with a home run against Smyly. He was 0 for 2 in this game till this breaking ball. Stays on the curveball very nicely and lines it into center field for the base hit. Pedroia never hesitated around second base. The Red Sox have first and third now with one out.
Johnny Gomes standing in for the third time tonight. Struck out looking in the first inning, doubled in the fourth inning. And he takes strike one. Holmes with his swing and a miss. He went around and he's down 0-2.
A nice block there by Alex Avila, the catcher. Like an off-speed pitch, maybe a changeup right here that bounces, and Avila able to knock it down and keep Pedroia at third base.
Pedroia at third, Ortiz across the diamond at first. One down. Gomes flares and foul off to the right, out of play. Jay Brzezinski waiting on deck with one out here in the Red Sox sixth inning. Holmes swings and it's into the air down the left field line, foul. Goes up to foul that pitch off. That was by his eyes. It fouls it off to the right.
Had to go up on his tiptoes to make contact with that one. Fastball about head high.
In the dirt. Not chasing, and it's a ball and two strikes. Pitch count rising here for Smiley up to 94. As he works with one out in the sixth inning. Line down the left field line, foul. Ian Kroll up in the bullpen right now for the Tigers. First and third, one down. Center fielder Austin Jackson over towards left center for Gomes to pull. Gomes fouls it back, and the at bat continues. You'll see a ninth pitch in this at bat. In the dirt, and it's 2-2. Each of the last four starts, Smiley's gone up over 100 pitches. Season high is 110. It was May 19th at Cleveland against the Indians. Holmes battling here as he fouls another pitch off.
way this is going, this might be the last batter of the game for Smiley. Long at bat here for Johnny Gomes.
Pedroia at third, Ortiz at first, one down. 11th pitch of the at-bat is going to be a ball, full count. Close pitch.
Yeah, Smiley wanted it, but it's just a little bit inside. These pitches have been everywhere, too, all over the strike zone, below the strike zone, above the strike zone.
And now heading out is Avila to talk to Smiley. Well, for every Red Sox hit in June, Echo Store Technologies will donate $50 to the Sean Thornton Fund, as Echo Store is proud to assist Sean Thornton's foundation in helping find a cure for Parkinson's disease and pediatric cancer. To learn more, log on to echostore.com. Echo Store Technologies, your data center solutions provider. Roy at third, Ortiz at first. One out here in the 6th inning. Pitch 12 is in the air to left center field. Struck pretty well, but big outfield here, and Austin Jackson's back there to make the catch. His tagging is Pedroia. He'll score the second Boston run, and it's now 4-2. Tigers on top. Johnny Gomes with a sac fly.
Now, very good at bat for Johnny Gomes, fouling off all kind of pitches, seeing a lot of pitches, eventually puts very good contact on this, but I mean, it is just Death Valley out there in the outfield, and he ends up getting a sacrifice fly out of it.
Two down, Ortiz at first, and A.J. Pierzynski the batter. On the ground right side, Kinsler to his left, and Pierzynski fires his bat down, frustrated as he grounds out to end the inning. Red Sox get a run back. It's 4-2 Detroit. Score Brock Holt all the way from first base. But the Tigers came back, tied the game as Andrew Romine's base hit. The center scored Nick Castellanos. It was 1-1. Tigers were leading 2-1 when Ian Kinsler would homer with 2 outs in the 5th, and then Torrey Hunter Hits one to right as Detroit goes back-to-back in the 5th inning off Ruby De La Rosa. Red Sox getting a run back in their half of the 6th inning. It's 4-2 Tigers. As Johnny Gomes on a sac fly picks up the RBI. De La Rosa back on the mound and leading it off here for the Tigers, Alex Avila. Struck out swinging in the 2nd inning, single to center in the 4th. Tigers out hitting the Red Sox 8-5 as they come to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 2-0 pitch in there for a strike.
There's that 2-0 changeup again from De La Rosa. No guarantee you're going to get a fastball from him on a 2-0 count.
Pitching line for De La Rosa brought to you by Ace Ticket. 5 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs. He's walked a batter, struck out 3. On 80 pitches, he works here in the 6th inning to the first batter of the 6th inning. Nieves checking on the pen. And Edward Mujica up earlier. That's a strike, and that's a full count. Bert Badenhop is up for Boston. Mujica has sat down. Swing and a miss, and Avila strikes out for the first out of the 6th inning. 4th K for De La Rosa. Second time he's got Avila tonight.
Yeah, with 3 of the 4 strikeouts for him have come on the changeup. 1 on a slider. That was the Rajay Davis. That was the changeup that time to Avila. Second time he's got him tonight to strike out on that pitch.
1 down here in the 6th inning brings up Boston Jackson. Jackson has struck out swinging tonight and single to center field. Shows bunt, grabbing the attention of Bogarts, racing in from third, but takes it for ball 2. 2-0. There's a strike right at the bottom of the zone at 94 miles an hour for De La Rosa. Castellanos waiting on deck for the Tigers. 3-1 is a strike that just picks up the outside corner. Swinging a foul tip for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for De La Rosa. 5 Ks in all.
And once again, the changeup. He shook off the fastball. He wanted to throw the changeup. Brzezinski puts the wiggle down. There it is for the strikeout. So back-to-back changeups here in the 6th on changeups.
2 down here in the 6th inning. Nick Castellanos doubled and scored in the 3rd inning, and then fly out to the warning track in right field in the 4th inning. Last 6 games, Castellanos hitting at .400. Rookie for the Tigers. It's it on the ground and through into left field, a base hit. Well placed between Bogarts and Herrera. Second hit of the night. Well, H.B. Hood salutes the Red Sox Foundation, which helps children battling cancer, students trying to afford college, soldiers returning from war, and kids playing in little leagues and RBI programs, and families in need of holistic, comprehensive health care. This is the work of the Red Sox Foundation. Castellanos at first base, 2 down. Andrew Romine in the batter. Single and an RBI in the 3rd inning. Grounded out to second base in the 5th. Swing and a miss, 2-1.
It's like De La Rosa's changeup's getting better as the game goes on. Unfortunately, though, he's already given up 4 runs in the ball game.
Popped up foul ground as Bogaerts gives it a look, but it's back and out of play. Castellanos getting his lead. Brock Holt holds him on. Outside for ball 3. On deck, the number 9 man, Rajai Davis. In the dirt, ball 4, and down to first base goes Romine. Second walk given up by De La Rosa. Well, tomorrow on the Red Sox Report, check out a Green Monster fielding lesson and a special visit to the Jimmy Fund and a reunion of the 04 champs. Catch all that and more tomorrow at 5:30 on the Red Sox Report. Well, John Farrell making a change here with 2 outs and 2 on. Ruby De La Rosa's night is over, as the Red Sox will go to the pen, trailing in the game 4-2. The pitching change from Comerica Park in Detroit. Sox, but with 2 outs, Detroit is threatening again as they have 2 on, 2 down, and Ian Kinsler, Rajay Davis, taking strike 1. It's called to the bullpen, brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Rick Badenhop into the game. His 28th appearance, 0-2 with a 1.89 earned run average. 16 strikeouts and 10 walks. Opponents hitting at .267 against Badenhop. As Davis takes a strike over the outside corner. Rajay Davis reaching on a fielder's choice in the 3rd and struck out swinging in the 5th. Castellanos sits 2nd, Romine at 1st, 2 down. On the ground right side, Pedroia's got it. Throws out Davis and ends the inning. Badenhop induces the ground ball and gets him out of it. 4-2 Tigers. Coffee K-Cup packs will keep you running and guarantees to satisfy any fan base. Order by 11:30 a.m. and get free same-day delivery. Who but WB Mason? 4-2. The Tigers have the lead over the Red Sox. Aerial coverage provided by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. 7th inning back at Comerica Park in Detroit. 39,762 on hand tonight for game 1 of the series. Ian Kroll, the new pitcher for the Tigers, facing Grady Sizemore, Jonathan Herrera, and Jackie Bradley Jr. here in the 7th inning. Sizemore lifts it down the left field line. Rajay Davis, long run, and that'll land into the seats out of his reach. Ian Kroll, who had been warming up last inning, in the game for his 29th appearance of the year. 2.29 earned run average, 13 Ks to 4 walks. And opponents hitting at .253 against Kroll. Bruce Smiley ends up going 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 4. Has a chance to pick up his 3rd win of the year. That's a strike, and it's 1-2. Sizemore has faced Kroll just 1 time, and he is 0 for 1. Look out. Breaking ball. Has him ducking out of the way. 2-2.
And Avila expecting that breaking ball, the hard curve ball away. Instead it stays inside. And has Avila reaching to catch that baseball.
Sizemore gets a piece. He has walked and fly to right, 2 plate appearances tonight. Al Albuquerque now warming in the pen for the Tigers. Up again, this time a fastball up there at 94 miles an hour.
And rushes it up there in a hurry at 94, as you mentioned, Don. Also throws that hard breaking ball. Fastball inside, just under the elbows of the raised elbows of Grady Sizemore.
Strike 3 call. Cole strikes out first batter that he faces.
That's pretty nasty. You go from a fastball underneath the elbows to a fastball down away on the outside corner. Perfect pitch right there by Kroll.
Big insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, or life insurance. First out of the 7th inning. Strikeout of Grady Sizemore. Now Jonathan Herrera takes strike 1. Herrera reaching on a fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Double in the 5th. Liner that is into center field, a base hit. 2nd hit of the night for Herrera.
Double in the 5th inning. Now on a hanging breaking ball that time. The line shot up the middle for the base hit for Herrera. You see the location of this curveball. It's going to stay upstairs, and Herrera jumps all over it for the line drive base hit.
Herrera now 7 for his last 14 at the plate. Jackie Bradley Jr. the batter. He'll take that breaking ball for strike 1. He has struck out twice, both times against Drew Smiley tonight. Once looking, once swinging. Fouled straight back, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Rockhold, the top of the Red Sox order, waiting on deck with 1 out here in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss, and Bradley Jr. is down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. 2 down.
Yeah, it's been a very tough night for Jackie Bradley Jr. facing a left-hander each time up. This time the fastball again away, similar to what he threw to Sizemore to get him. So Bradley is going down tonight on 2 fastballs and a breaking ball.
2 down in the inning. Brock Holt, the batter. Singled and scored in the 1st inning. Struck out in the 3rd. Grounded out to second base in the 5th. On the ground to shortstop. Romine will go to first base. And plenty of time to get Holt and to end the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch from Detroit. 4-2 Tigers. free same-day delivery of 5-gallon Blizzard spring water bottles with no minimums or hidden fees. Whatever, whenever, wherever. The difference is in the delivery. Back in Detroit, 4-2. The Tigers have a lead over the Red Sox. Beautiful night here tonight in Detroit as we play along to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ian Kinsler grounds one to short on a couple of hops of bobble for Herrera briefly, but he fires to first for the out. That gets Kinsler for the first out of the 7th inning. Well, hey, Red Sox Nation, want the inside scoop from Dunkin' Donuts? Follow at Dunkin' Boston on Twitter for tweets about exclusive contests, news, and more happening in Boston, Worcester, Cape Cod, Southern New Hampshire, and everywhere in between. Follow at Dunkin' Boston on Twitter today. The Red Sox run on Dunkin'. One out in the 7th inning for Burke Badenhop. Torrey Hunter fouls that off at the plate. Badenhop got the final out of the 6th inning. As the first out here, the 7th. A liner into center field, a base hit. And the 3rd hit of the night for Torrey Hunter.
As you mentioned earlier, Don, he was struggling coming into the game, 0 for his last 11, but he has turned that around tonight. 3 for 4, including a home run back in the 5th inning.
Jabba Chamberlain up in the pen now for the Tigers. It's a 5th 3-hit game for Torrey Hunter of the year. 1 out, 1 on. Miguel Cabrera has been on twice. Flied out to center in the 1st, then singled to left in the 4th, walked in the 5th. Another throw over, and Hunter is barely back into his lead. All 1 low. Del Rosa tonight, 5 2/3, 9 hits, 4 runs. Walked 2, struck out 5. Came in with a record of 1-0 into tonight's game. 1-0 is in there for a strike, 1-1. Red Sox have Chris Capuano up in their pen. Back to Badenhop. He'll go to second for 1, on to first for 2. Burke Badenhop doing a nice job once again. We're headed for the 8th with the Tigers on top 4-2. 4 runs in 5 2/3 innings. Red Sox run driven in by Xander Bogaerts, the first one, as the Red Sox able to get a second run as they pick it up in the top of the 6th inning. As sac fly for Johnny Gomes on the other side. Back-to-back home runs for Ian Kinsler and Torrey Hunter in the 5th inning. And the Tigers hold on to a 4-2 advantage as we head into the 8th inning. And the 8th inning man lately for the Tigers, Jabba Chamberlain, into the ball game here. Ace Ticket, the official Red Sox ticket partner, has the best seats at the lowest prices to all the games at Fenway. All the 200% guarantee. Right now, Ace Ticket has special savings on all Red Sox games. Treat yourself or someone special. Visit Ace Ticket or call 1-800-MY-SEATS. Jabba Chamberlain in here to face Xander Bogaerts, who lead it off for the Red Sox. 27th appearance for Chamberlain. 1-2 with the 2.59 earned run average, 29 strikeouts to 7 walks. And opponents hitting at .242 against Chamberlain. Takes over for Ian Kroll, who went an inning, giving up a hit, no runs, and struck out 2 batters. Bogaerts with an RBI double back in the 1st inning. Since then has grounded out to 3rd and flied out to right. That's 5 outings. Chamberlain has not given up a run in 4 2/3 innings. Tied for 3rd among American League relievers with 11 holds so far in the year. 4 earned runs in the last 24 outings, a 1.61 ERA in his last 24. And there's strike 1.
And he misses with 2 fastballs up high. Then he goes to the slider on the 2-0 count to pick up the first strike against Bogaerts.
Bogaerts to shortstop, picked by Romine. Low throw, but dug out by Cabrera for the first out of the inning. Well, school is almost out of session and summer is around the corner, so get your Sox tickets now. Student tickets are available for every game during June to celebrate the end of the school year. Tickets start at just $9, so go to redsox.com/student today. 1 out in the 8th. Dustin Pedroia has fouled out, flied out, reached on an error, and scored a run. Joe Nathan, the closer for the Tigers, really had his problems lately. In the 3rd of an inning, gave up 4 earned runs in his last outing. That was against Toronto. Giving up 2 hits at 2 walks, but 4 earned runs. Play against Chamberlain, always done well. .440. Most of those at bats coming with Chamberlain in a Yankees uniform. Last 5 outings for Joe Nathan, the Tigers closer, 0-2 with a 21.60 earned run average.
That would make you a little concerned, wouldn't it? Going to the bullpen to close games out.
His last 3 1/3 innings, 8 earned runs. He's tied for 4th in the AL though with 13 saves. To right field and right to Torrey Hunter. 2 down. Really has been the problem for the Tigers all last year. Their closer situation. This year they figure they got it taken care of, but it's not been so good lately.
Yeah, Joe Nathan getting up there in years. He's been around a long time. You take a gamble with a guy, you hope that you stretch 1 more year out of him. And compared to what they had, anything would have been an upgrade.
Yeah, at one point taking Jose Valverde out of retirement. David Ortiz 1 for 3. Grounding out to third in the first inning, grounded out to first in the fourth, and then single to center field in the sixth inning. First strike, 2-1. .300 average against Chamberlain in his career, including a home run. Ortiz pops it up foul, backing out of play. Let's get a closer look at tomorrow's starting pitchers. John Lester, 12 starts, 6-6 with a 3.15 against Max Scherzer. As they go head-to-head again, 12 starts for Scherzer, 6-2 with a 3.20 earned run average. Closer look brought to you by FWweb. For an even closer look, visit FWweb.com. Ortiz get Avila on the backswing, and Avila's had all the concussion problems over the years. And just got hit again.
Right on the back of the helmet, too, it looks like.
Not taking any chances as they come out to check on him, and you see him going backwards after being hit again. He may be coming out of this game. And he is. Had concussion problems over the last few years, and that time tapped on the head and will depart.
It happens a lot with David Ortiz when he swings and fouls the ball off or misses well. That backswing just carries with one hand all the way back, and he gets a lot of catches off the mask, the helmet. That time Avila dropping to his backside.
Well, stay tuned tonight following WB Mason Extra Innings Live for Red Sox Final presented by Esurance. Send us your questions to TC at #SoxFinal, and maybe yours will be answered on Red Sox Final presented by Esurance. Holiday into the game here for Avila, who departs. Ryan Holiday will now do the catching. Down in the eighth, and Ortiz stepping back in now. Counted 2-2 to Big Papi. Check swing foul back into the seats. Ortiz grounds it foul to the end of the Red Sox dugout this time and on down the right field line.
I think that young man's looking for a date. He had plenty of options, too.
Chopped up over the mound, and with the shift on, it is Castellanos on the run and in time, throwing to first base to retire Ortiz. 4-2 Tigers.
Little fan. Red Sox outfit on, and that's cute, Don.
Very nice. You can submit yours to On TV at 536-536, and maybe we'll use it in the broadcast tonight. 4-2, Tigers have the lead as we head to the last half of the 8th inning. The pitcher for the Red Sox, Chris Capuano. 25th appearance of the year, 1-1 with a 2.28 earned run average. 25 strikeouts to 11 walks, and opponents hitting at 221 against Capuano. Takes over here for Burke Badenhop, who went an inning into third, giving up a hit. No runs. He didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. A nice job again by Burke Badenhop. Victor Martinez to lead it off here for the Tigers in the 8th. Martinez has flied out, had a sac fly, and grounded out to second base. Badenhop leaving, and now Capuano into the game, and the closer for the Tigers, Joe Nathan, warms up in the pen now. Capuano last worked on Wednesday in Cleveland. Both of his two inherited runners to score. They were charged to Brandon Workman on Wednesday. Time giving Cleveland a 4-2 lead in that game. In the air to deep left field. Gomes going back and watching this one leave. Home run for Victor Martinez. 5-2 Tigers lead. Third home run of the night for Detroit.
Yeah, back-to-back home runs in the 5th inning. Kinsler and Hunter. Now Martinez picks up his 14th home run of the season. Capuano, fastball, Martinez switching around to the right side of the plate. 14th home run, 35th RBI.
Holiday took over for Avila, bats for the first time. Avila had been 1 for 3 in the game. Line to right center field is going to get in. And roll all the way to the track. Run down by Bradley Jr. Holiday thinking 3. He is going to get to third.
That's such a long way out into those gaps, as we've mentioned before, that even a guy that doesn't run well, Holiday, has a chance to get 3 bases. A line shot is going to go between Sizemore and Bradley Jr. and just continue on to the scoreboard area. And by the time they're able to track this ball down, once it hits the cement part of the wall at the bottom, Holiday really struggling, but getting into third base.
First triple for him in his career as Capuano comes out. A pitching change from Detroit. We'll have Patriots Hall of Famer Kevin Falk in the studio to talk the Pats 2014 roster. LeBron James responds to his critics for leaving Game 1 with cramps. See what know-how can do. Infield in all the way around with Holiday at third, and this one fouled off to the right by Austin Jackson. Edward Mujica into the game for Boston. 23rd appearance, 2-2, high 7.29. Earned run average, 14 Ks, 7 walks. When it's sitting at 322 against Mujica. Took the loss in Cleveland as they walked off with a 7-4 win on Wednesday. That was in that 12-inning game. The first out of the 12th, before he allowed 2 singles, and then the 3-run home run by Asdrubal Cabrera, leading the sweep for the Indians.
Going to be aware of a possible squeeze play here in this count. 2 balls, 1 strike. The sign's given by the third base coach, and then verbally giving the sign to the man at third base.
2-2. Jackson to right field, sending Sizemore back and over. Makes the catch plenty deep enough for Holiday to tag and jog home and give the Tigers a 6-2 lead. They scored twice here so far in the bottom of the 8th. Jackson picks up his 18th RBI of the year. One out in the inning. His runs are charged to Capuano. Did not retire anybody. Gave up 2 hits and 2 runs. No walks, no strikeouts for Capuano. Nick Castellanos takes strike 1. Doubled in the 3rd and scored. Singled in the 6th inning. 2-hit night. Tigers now with 12 hits in the game. Rolled foul. Low for ball 2, 2-2. Maybe De La Rosa on the hook in this game for the Red Sox. He went 5 2/3, giving up 4 runs. Line to left and a base hit. Nick Castellanos gets his 3rd hit of the night. Well, don't miss Red Sox first pitch presented by Men's Warehouse. Proudly introducing Joseph Abu. TC and Jim Rice will preview the Sox Orioles series. They'll also have an update on Mike Napoli. It's Monday at 6 on NESN. 3rd 3-hit game for Castellanos of the year. There's Andrew Romine. Take strike 1. He singled to center field in the 3rd, grounded out the second base in the 5th, and walked in the 6th inning. Tigers came in having lost their last 5 games straight.
Yeah, they've really, I'm sorry, Don, they've really played a complete game tonight. They've got the good pitching. They've played some defense. They've got the long ball going for them. So, you know, everything seems to be falling in order here tonight. Red Sox again flat offensively.
And clearly De La Rosa was not the same tonight as he was in his first start.
No, he was not. I mean, it wasn't a disaster tonight by any means, and one that doesn't deserve an opportunity out there, but certainly not as effective as he was against Tampa Bay.
Romine lines to second base. Pedroia trying to turn it into 2, and he does. Double play that ends the 8th inning, but the Tigers get 2 and take a 6-2 lead to the 9th inning. Stowe, Vermont. The new Scion TC. Sullivan Tire and Auto Repair. Your Subaru dealers of New England. And by Southwest Airlines. 6-2. Tigers have the lead over the Red Sox as we head to the 9th inning. And the closer in a non-save situation, Joe Nathan. 24th appearance, 2-2 with a 6.86 earned run average. We highlighted his difficulties lately, and in here trying to finish it off. Pinch hitter here is Daniel Nava. Pitch hits for Johnny Gomes to begin the 9th inning. Nava 0 for 1 in his career against Joe Nathan. 136 average for Nava so far this year. There's a strike right at the bottom of the zone. Jabba Chamberlain pitched the 8th at a 1-2-3 8th inning. Bullpen's actually done a very nice job tonight for the Tigers. One and two. Nava 1 for 4 so far on the trip, and pinch hitting here the top of the 9th inning with the Red Sox trailing by 4 runs. And Nava strikes out for the first out of the night. It's time for a Toyota game break at Tom Caron. TC. Okay, Tom, thanks very much. Back here at Comerica Park in Detroit. 1 down in the 9th inning. A.J. Pierzynski, the batter. 0 for 3 in the game tonight. Just popped out, grounded out twice to second base. Takes the first pitch this time and takes strike 1. On the ground to short. Romines got it. Pierzynski's out number 2 of the ninth. 0 for 4 night for A.J. Pierzynski. So 2 down. Grady Sizemore coming up. This crowd of 39,762 will stand with 2 outs in the ninth. Ball 1. 0 for 15 is Sizemore against Nathan with 7 strikeouts. Two and 0. Strike call. 2 and 1. To right center field and dropping fast in for a base hit for Grady Sizemore. So Grady's first hit ever against Joe Nathan. And a 2-out base hit here in the ninth.
That brings up an 0 for 11, 2 for Sizemore as he picks up the base hit with 2 outs here in the 9th inning. You know that going to the plate, too, against a guy you've never had a hit against you. You don't seem comfortable. You don't feel comfortable. But that time, Sizemore picks up his first hit off Nathan.
2 down, runner at first. Jonathan Herrera, the batter. Herrera 1 for 2 in his career against Nathan. 2 hits tonight, a double in the 5th, a single in the 7th. Broken back, grounded back to Nathan. He'll flip to first, and the Red Sox losing streak stands at 4. They dropped the first of this 3-game series against the Tigers, as the Tigers hold on and win and snap their own 5-game losing streak with a win tonight as they beat the Red Sox 6-2. Step aside, get back with more from Detroit right after this.